Hey, what up everybody? This is Steven Breach coming to you today. Quick little video today so I can get back to my lunch and my cool cold Arizona peach iced tea. Very good stuff there for you. It seems that CM Punk is not going to be taking his lockout from WWE all that easy. He had his lawyers drop a 22-page paper basically sending over to WWE saying that he was going to be threatening lawsuit if he wasn't paid payment on his royalties that he was saved. CM Punk, when he walked out back in January after the Royal Rumble, was one of the most popular wrestlers in the company. Definitely, I think, behind John Cena. Sold more merch than anybody else out there on the roster combined. WWE basically had a gold mine of T-shirts and alarm clocks and wall clocks. What else do they make? Backpacks. They make a ton of CM Punk merchandise. Erasers, pencils, pens. You've been over to WWE shop. They make just about anything and everything you could ever think of, from hats, sweatshirts, shoes. I don't know. They'll probably put CM Punk on shoelaces if they think they could sell them. CM Punk toilet paper probably move out of there pretty fast. Basically, it took them a long time being able to move all that merchandise off there. If you go to WWE shop, they still have some limited stuff up there that you could pick up and buy. But I've been reading certain things that people have been going to shows and they're finally not selling CM Punk merchandise. I guess they've sold all of those shirts and they're not selling them. I thought it was funny when I went to WrestleMania this year and I saw that they were selling the CM Punk shirt. They were selling the CM Punk little stuffed CM Punk thing. I don't know. It's not a stuffed animal because it looks like a CM Punk. Whatever those things were called, they were selling those things, trying to clearance those out and move them out of there. They had Under Armour CM Punk shirts. Definitely a lot of things that were ordered, to have in stock for the WrestleMania sale, for the WrestleMania store that they put up there. They need a lot of merchandise. So, I mean, it wasn't like they could really just do what they do with, like, sports teams. Like, we know, like, when the Super Bowl was happening, of course, they printed up shirts for the fans to buy and the players to wear. You're walking out of there, you buy a Denver Broncos Super Bowl T-shirt, and they end up losing. So the story is always they box up all those losing T-shirts and they ship them over to countries in need. Most of the time, I hear it's countries like over in Africa and things like that. And WWE didn't do that. There's lots of wrestling fans out there, lots of strong, loyal, still CM Punk supporters that bought that stuff most of the time at full price. I never really saw that clearance CM Punk merchandise move out. They just sort of always acted like, Punk just wasn't on the show, like he was still in the company, and they just kept moving it out. I think the one straw that really broke the camel's back, which was a real big surprise to me, was that CM Punk was featured in the WWE, what was this coming up? I guess that would be WWE 15 video game. That really was weird to me. This guy left in January. The game gets released in October. They don't have the release of characters until August. Definitely when they drew up plans to have the game, CM Punk was going to be in it. And I know that, like, there's a lot of people that got released over the summer. Brodus Clay, Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal are going to be featured in the game. But Punk left in January. There's no way in the world that WWE couldn't have, called up EA Sports and said, this guy's not with the company anymore. Can you please take him out of the game? I don't really see them as trying to stick it to CM Punk, or I don't really see them, keeping him in the game, thinking it's actually going to help them sell a few copies. I know I was sort of really surprised, and I almost made a video about people being ecstatic that CM Punk was going to be in the game. You can't turn on the TV and, see this guy because, he doesn't care to show up anymore. He just sort of left this high and dry, cold in the dust, but you're ecstatic that you can go out and buy a video game for $50 and then you could play as that character. If that gets you through the day, I'm all for it, but it's just that's just not for me, I let the guy live his life. Let him do what he wants to. But I can't understand why he would leave all of his fans behind. He wouldn't even want to come back for one more match or anything. He's just saying wrestling isn't in his blood anymore. It's not what he wants to do. He wants to move forward with his life and just sort of leave that behind. Like, it was just a hobby that he used to do. Like, he used to collect stamps. And now he just doesn't collect stamps anymore. He just acts like, even when he tweets about things and when he does interviews and things, like, he just treats wrestling like it was almost like he never, like that was an old fad that he's just not into anymore. Sort of like pulling out your prom pictures. You don't want anybody to really see those because you either don't want people to see your date or you don't want to see the way that you dressed back in those days. But I don't know. CM Punk's going to sue WWE. I think WWE definitely has more money behind them. I think they're definitely going to bring up the fact, just like Stone Cold Steve Austin said, he didn't even fight it. Just basically, you walk out, you're going against your contract, and basically WWE owns you to that point. They don't have to pay you anymore because you're signed on to be a WWE contracted. I guess you wouldn't be an employee because they're all sort of sort of freelance guys. They don't really have employees unless you're talking about guys like Howard Finkel and things like that. The wrestlers are independent contractors is what they call them. So I don't know. I think WWE, if they stretch this thing and pull it out, CM Punk will have to throw a lot of money at this. If it ever gets solved and bewildered, I don't know. But I don't know. I mean, honestly, in my heart, I want to see Punk and WWE come back together somehow. I really still don't believe that we're never going to see CM Punk in WWE again. I know that his striving thing in his life is to make sure that he doesn't become the Mick Foley. He doesn't want to be the guy who has to, come crawling back to Vince in order to get a paycheck. He wants to be able to, say, fuck you to the man and just basically show that he can make it on his own. Whatever that is from here on out, I mean, I've heard people saying him becoming an MMA commentator, stand-up comedian, some sort of a television rock show host. He's made tweets about starting up a band or starting a podcast, but we'll figure it out. I don't think we've seen or heard the last of CM Punk, but kind of weird news for today.